What I keep being tuned, caught up by all my demons, lost without that love, and I'm a slave to...
Yeah, and going on to that, actually, recruiting better players. I mean, what kinds of positions are you thinking? I mean, for me, it's strikers and wingers straight away. I don't think any of our forward line, except for Jack, is really consistently good enough for the Premier League. I'm thinking a centre midfielder, maybe someone with a bit of physicality, a bit of height, someone to win some aerial balls off goal kicks. Then a left back, because I don't think Target's quite up to it. And maybe a centre-back as well, just to add a quality defender to the ranks, especially if Engels and these rumours are true. Maybe, if they're true, then maybe a centre-back just to come into the squad with a bit of experience and help guide from the back. I think that'll probably do us a lot of favours.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've just covered most of the points. I think the position, should I say. The other one is Tom Eaton. Now, Tom Eaton, for me, I thought he was a superb goalkeeper. He's a superb goalkeeper, England international class, and you can see how good he is when he plays, because he does everything with a minimum of fuss. Now, Tom Eaton's had a bad injury. Now, at 34, is he?
Yeah.
It's a hard injury to come back from now.
Very true.
So then what do you do? Maybe it makes sense to keep Rayner on for another year and then just see how Tom Eaton develops, because we're going to need some experience in there anyway. And I think it all stems from there. Rayner, he had his mad moments, but generally he's calm, makes his saves, does his business and that. And that's what you want in that back four. You want calmness. I think another centre-half, just to keep them all on their toes a little bit, because then the young ones who are trying to get in the team, I've played my ways, but I've got to be better. The ones that are in the team now see someone coming on the shoulder. Competition all over the place. Tyrone Mings, I think he's done well, but he almost feels like he's the daddy now, as he's going to play all the time. He's got to be put under pressure, which will push him. If he does even better there, then he'll probably cement his England place. But to do that, it's getting too easy for him here. He's getting away with too much. Yeah, keep him on his toes. Like midfield wise, like you say, if Jack goes, we need more creativity. We need more legs. Danny Drinkwater came in, God knows why, because they never played him and the kid wasn't fit enough. So you're not going to get value out of that. So we need someone with a bit of creativity in case Jack does go. But even if he doesn't, if Jack gets an injury, and then where do we go from there then? It's just the John McGinn show. And we need a couple of other options. And as you're right, centre forward, a goal scoring centre forward, and competition. So if Wesley's the centre forward, competition for him, and the two wide strikers have to be better. So we have to get better competition there, better quality. And so that way, if they stay to be in the first team, they've got to up the game. When I was a kid, we had the main two strikers was playing. And there was me, there was likes of just a guy called Frank McGrellis, there was Donald Murphy, there was Alan Green. Behind them, there was Mark Haitley, there's Tom English. Behind him, there's a kid called Clive Hayward. So we were always looking over our shoulder, because there's always someone coming to take your place. It has to be that way at Villa, because that's how you get better and better. Competition breeds success. You have to have competition.
Absolutely agreed. And I mean, even if Grealish does start, I think a bit more creativity to sort of add another option, because when we're on the attack, it's like, I'll just pass to Jack and hope he does something. If we have some other creative players in there, I think that'll do us a massive favour as well. And I mean, looking at individual players as well, like players like Saeed Benrahma, maybe Tammy or Batshuayi from Chelsea, who are the kinds of players that you would look out for and go, I'd really like to see him at Villa?
I think Benrahma knows Dean well. Dean knows Benrahma. I just think that I read an article saying that we went for Benrahma, we went for Calvin Phillips, and we dropped out the hunt because the money was too expensive. Tammy, they were talking at 50 million, dropped out the hunt for that. When we Batshuayi, we were after, we dropped out the hunt for that. Then I'm like, it appears everyone we went for, oh, that's too pricey, let's pull away. Which means that the idea was always going to be, forget the top shelf or the second shelf or third. Let's look at this level. We can afford that level, and maybe they'll develop. You can't look at that anymore. You've got to be looking to nick as much as you can from the top second shelf, as it were. You're not going to get your Timo Werners and all that, but you've got to be looking to get either the ones who are in some team, or say Brentford or whatever, or that you look at and think, yeah, he's quality, he's Premier League quality, or a young kid like a young Mason Mount in Chelsea reserves, bring him to Villa, let him develop, get games under his belt. You've got to be, your scouting has to be very, very good now, because you have to know what's out there.
What I keep being tuned, caught up by all my demons, lost without